And we're live. Hello, this is Jim Miller, and this is the Bold Leadership Story Show, where we talk about experiences shaping exceptional lives. And today, I have the honor of speaking with Kristopher Figueroa. Kristopher is a real, honest to goodness radio guy, and he's a DJ prophet. So
That's
we're going
right.
to learn about his story, and he's got tons of stuff on SoundCloud and all over the internet. So we got some really fun things to talk about today. So welcome to the show, Kristopher.
Jim, thanks for having me. I appreciate it so much. Grateful to be here.
Oh yeah, this is awesome. So tell me, Kristopher, what's your day been like so far?
Oh, so far. Well, day starts about 6:15 a.m. I get up and do my do duties in the morning, getting my children ready for school, whether it's making breakfast and lunch. Then I take my time and my coffee upstairs and do my journal writing and
There's a leader right there.
I do my reading, do my studying in whatever the day's topic may be. I try to keep it open as far as what I really honestly like to do is just open one of my books randomly to a page
Mhm.
and find something to be inspired by through the day. I'm very much into personal development, self improvement, personal reliance, self discipline, and really have a great routine of anchoring my day with those things to mentally focus and do what I got to do to handle whatever may come my way during the day. And then I go hit the gym for a few hours, as you've seen me there and I've seen
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
So you know
yeah,
it's true.
yeah, yeah. Absolutely.
Yep.
Guy's an
So
animal. He's
and,
like all over the place.
yeah,
He's
so I
live. He's like studying, keeping up on everything, and he's out doing nightclub stuff. DJ Prophet. What? How
yep.
did DJ Prophet come about?
Well, it's there's two versions. There's a short version, a long version. I'll give you a small version of the long version first. I originally started as a DJ caution because I had I first got my first equipment of DJing, actual turntables and a mixer and some speakers and an amp, and it was a rent to own program, and it was really cheap equipment, not quality at all. And if the wind blew the wrong way or I coughed too hard, the record would skip.
Yeah,
So so we used to put
but you
up
made it. You worked through all that.
yeah, so we put a caution tape around my area to keep people away from me to bumping tables or breathing too hard or dancing and so they called me DJ Caution when I started because you couldn't get near me.
That's cool.
So and then as Profit came along, I had invested in some new equipment, all state of the art, brand new at the time, and was at a I was celebrating an anniversary with my girlfriend, who's now my wife, at Disneyland. And if you remember the movie Big, for those of us who are grown enough to remember the
Yeah,
Tom,
Tom Hanks, right?
yep. And there is the Zoltar in there. There was a fortune teller, which made him
Yes.
big, right? So I love that movie, one of my favorites of all time. As we're leaving Disneyland, there's a one of these fortune tellers at the Nickel Arcade. It's called Esmeralda's Prophecies. So we put the we have to go get it because we both love the movies. She knows that I I'm superstitious like that and love fortune and studying and so and the laws of the universe. So we went in and did it, and the card fell out of the reading holster and fell into the street. And she went and grabbed it and picked it up, and I read it, and it was weird because it didn't have anything to do with me. It kind of actually fit her, like her personality and some of the things that she was experiencing in life, and it didn't really make sense to me. So I was like, well, let's get another one because you touched that first, and I'm superstitious. So we got another card, and it came out, and I'll never forget the quote it said, and it means so much more to me now than ever. But it says, "From small acorns, great oaks grow." And then it continues to say, a recent investment you have made will put you in contact in a relationship with someone who is going to put you on your path of your purpose, which could lead to fortune and fame. Your lucky number is 3. That was my number in high school. I was totally geeked off of receiving this. I was like, wow, I'm number 3. I just bought this equipment. Weird, whatever. We're driving back to where we live and where I'm from, and mostly in Oceanside, San Diego, North County. And I get a text. It must have been a page back then. This is like early 2000s.
Uh-huh.
But of a number I don't really recognize. The voicemail on my pager. I call it back, and it's a club promoter who had found my business card at a local record shop, because you used to advertise nightclubs and DJs next to the cash register at the local record shop to promote parties and stuff. So I used to leave my card there just in case. He picked up my card, called me, asked me if I had my own equipment. I was like, matter of fact, I do. And this is all the same day, which is crazy.
Wow.
And I was like, a matter of fact, I do. He's like, well, I'd love for you to come in. One of my DJs can't make it. If you bring your equipment, if we like what you do, you know, we do a lot of parties. I went in. I had been DJing a while, self-taught, home, backyard boogies, garage parties, whatever I can do, parents out of town parties, whatever. And built up my chops enough to feel confident and to go into a public place and perform. I did it. I invited all my friends. They came out. We had a great time. And then this person was like, you did a great job. I'd love to put you on my next flyer. And I was like, I was so excited, exasperated. I was like, you know what? This is so crazy. I just have to tell you, like, I got this card at Disneyland. I showed him the card. I used to carry around my wallet. And I was like, and this is all happening for me now. He's like, and I told him about the Esmeralda's prophecies. And I was like, I used to go by DJ Caution, but I feel like I got to grow out of that. Well, he's like, well, you're fulfilling the prophecy. I guess that would make you the prophet. And I was like, oh, dang, that's so cool. Let's go. So he started putting my name on the flyers as DJ Prophet. And I kind of just fell into the messenger through the music. I just want to create a positive vibe through my music. I never want to be, as I've grown, I play less degrading music and more positive frequency, and try to leave people with a feeling of increase as they leave my parties or my presence. And, you know, I haven't had a lot of fights at my parties or nightclubs or anything in my career, which I take great pride in. And I feel like that's created through the music and the vibration that I have, and my, you know, personality and energy, so that doesn't happen at my parties.
Cool.
So, yeah, I can't, not always, I can't say, but it's never
can't guarantee that.
I can't control everything, but I can control is the music and the vibration. And so far so good. It's been in 25 years I probably had about 5 confrontations while
that's a pretty good record.
It's pretty good at millions of events and parties. So
yeah, well, that's awesome. Yeah, bringing that energy and the fun vibe and the you know, just that feeling of feeling good, right? Yeah. That's what you want to bring.
Yeah, and then the short version is PROPHET, which is an acronym for Puerto Rican on point here every time. You know, representing my heritage, and the foundation of DJing in New York was Puerto Rican, and I take pride in that, and wanted to express that in a short version for those who don't have time for my historical lesson.
Oh, that's cool. So are you from New York?
No, I am from, well, I was actually born in Alaska, believe it or not. My father was in the Coast Guard, and him and my mom got married in Puerto Rico in about 77. I was born in 78 in Alaska as he got deployed in the Coast Guard to Alaska, from Puerto Rico to Alaska.
Wow, that's a culture change.
Oh, yes.
Had to bring his long underwear.
Oh, yeah. So I was born in the city of Valdez, and only lived there for about 6 months before we got moved back to Puerto Rico. And luckily, you know, to be with family while they raised me. And then moved around every 4 years as my dad was transferred from place to place, but from Puerto Rico to Seattle, Washington. And then when I was about 7 years old or 8, my parents divorced, unfortunately, and I moved to California, San Diego, Oceanside, with my mom and my brother. And my dad actually got lucky and got stationed in Long Beach, so we were able to be in the same state and be able to have those, you know, visitation and all that on a regular basis.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, and then I grew up in San Diego. I went to North County High School. I went to Vista High School out in North County. Grew up in Oceanside for the most part. Played football. Was captain of my football team.
What position did you play?
I played free safety and what we call an H-back, which is like a slot receiver, tight end type of combination. We won the CIF championship my senior year in high school. I was captain of the football team. Had a great high school career, made some amazing friends who I still keep in contact to this day. And which is funny, full circle, I coached this past season at Chaparral High School on the freshman level, wide receivers, and kids parents that I went to high school with exactly 30 years ago, I'm now coaching them in football on this freshman football team, which was so surreal and amazing. To have that experience was just, incredible. So very proud of that.
Oh, so blessing for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be just so much fun.
Yes.
What's you're obviously, in my view, a leader, uh, in every sense of the word. What is it that you see yourself in leadership? How do you see yourself as a leader?
I find myself to be, as a leader, greatness inspires me. When I see great performances of any sort, whether it's athletic or talent or music or a speech, a speaker, I feel like that is so inspiring. Because it's led by action, and I think leaders lead by action, rather than just words. Anybody can talk and write a good story, but if you follow through and actually prove what do what you say, speak what you say, and do what you speak, I think that that is builds trust in leadership. I think that accountability. I think that fast decision making, commitment, self discipline. I mean, there's so many factors that go into leadership, and I just try to study the greats, and learn from mistakes. Obviously, as an athlete coming up, that's the foundation of who I am. We watch film to watch for our mistakes. Okay, it's cool to celebrate our wins, but where do you really learn? And that's through fault steps and mistakes and not winning and losing and costing yourself opportunities. And I think that self-reflection is a big part of leadership. Good listening skills, trust, and I just try to hold all those things um, close to me so that I can provide those things, not only for myself, but for my family and anyone that I come in contact with, especially with coaching and fellow DJs and friends, my brothers and sisters. I mean, anybody that I come in contact with, I just really want to help and be someone that they can look to guide them through some experience that I've had, um, and what they're going through. I think that sometimes people tend to take advice from people that haven't had that experience, and that's hard to do. And I think that we all have the same life experiences. What I'm trying to say, you just
Mhm.
have to find the connection of where your life relates to people and how you got through it and help express, um, because you can't lead people if you haven't done what they're trying to do, right? If you haven't won a championship, how can you lead people to a championship? It's easier to believe because you've done it and I can trust you. If someone's a millionaire and they're trying to guide you on how to be a millionaire, you can trust them. If they are not a millionaire and they're in financial problems, and you probably can't take their word for it. So I
Right.
just try to be accountable and lead by example is the main part of my leadership. um, so yeah, that's where I come from.
Very cool. What what do you say is your inspiration, and how do you how do you stay pumped up all the time? You've a high energy guy. You've got like so much going on. What's your secret?
Gratitude is my
Yeah.
secret. I'm just so grateful and happy to have the opportunities that I have, through the relationships and through the experiences that I've had. I mean, I've been so lucky to, um, meet a lot of my idols, people that I look up to, musically, artist wise, production, DJ wise, and create. Not only meet them, but create relationships with them and pick their brains and see how they move and the mistakes they've made and not made the same mistakes. Um, so for me, it is all about improvement. That's what inspires me. How can I improve today? Right? Yesterday was amazing, but how can I make it even better? Or yesterday was not everything I wanted it to be. What can I do today to guarantee or to try at least make the effort to make it better today? And I think that every day with the effort on improving, no matter what you're going through, is really the inspiration. Because I mean, most people take for granted just waking up in the morning. I mean, it's
Right.
right? People are like, oh, I gotta get up and go to work. Oh, I gotta do this. Like, no, you get to do these things. Like, I don't understand what there is to complain about. Yes, we all have problems and issues, but man, we're breathing. We have a roof over our head. We have hands to move. We have a voice to speak. We have eyes to see. We have a brain to think. We have a heart that beats. Like, I'm just amazed on how distracted people are from such simple things to be grateful for by just things that don't matter. So for me, the inspiration comes from gratitude of being uh, happy to be here and being in the life that I live.
Beautiful, beautiful. Speaking of that, you of of all the people I know, there's only a handful that I would could truly say have followed their passion, and and at your young age, you've done well with that. How did you have the courage to do that?
I can tell you that it is it's a lot of things. It's a little bit of what's a little bit of I mean, some people call it crazy because it's not nothing's guaranteed. It's getting over the fear factor. Everyone is afraid of not so much failure, but a lot of people are afraid of success. Like, what happens if I do achieve my dreams? Who am I going to be, or what's going to be exposed about me to where I now have to live up to this?
Mhm.
Um, for me, it's been a struggle. Don't get me wrong. I've been afraid. I've been depressed. I've been alone. I have been on the verge of giving up. I have been out of my mind, upset and angry. I've been through all the emotions through this thing, but those are the lessons of the climbing to success. Like, it's like climbing Mount Everest. You have to, at the base, you're fired up and ready to go. But as soon as you're, 3, 4, 5 days in, and it starts to get cold, and you can't get down just as easy, and now you're committed. And for me, it's just been the the love of what I do. I love music. I love people. I love, growth. I love learning. I love knowledge. I love
Mhm.
reading. I love just improving. And I think that it, for me, that to succeed, I have to get better. And for me to reach my goals, I have to improve all the time. And so for me, I just had this faith and true belief in myself that this is meant to be. I've had vision, I visualize, and I can see it happening. And if you can see it in your mind, you can achieve it, you can create it. If you see it in your head, you can create it with your hands. I've used a lot of spiritual and faith-based belief systems, not so much religion, but just the universal laws of this universe that I've come to realize and learn, uh, as far as like reciprocation, and everything matters, and every move you make has an impact and a ripple effect. And I'm still learning these things through constant failures still today. I'm not, by no means am I uh, at my pinnacle of where my goals are, but I feel like I'm on my way. And in order to, sometimes you have to improve yourself and become the person deserving of these accolades or of achievement. And in order to maintain them, you have to keep improving. I mean, Michael Jordan won one ring and kept getting better to win the other five, same as Tom Brady. And you look at these great athletes at LeBron James, and all these people that consistently win, they're not one and done. They have to keep getting better and keep improving, and to keep that level at the top. And I think that as I evolve, my goals evolve. I used to want, rich guy things, um, watches, cars, big house, But then as I became older, I wanted freedom, and I wanted the ability to provide for my children with the things they need, the training they want, the classes they want, the entertainment, the vacation, the toys, and throughout my life, those different things have inspired me as I've matured. And um and I've been fortunate enough to keep that fire lit. I have a 20-year-old son who got me going, who raised my rates, who made me demand more money for my value and my talents. then my second son, he's 15 now, and then I have a daughter who's about to be 8. So that the inspiration isn't hard to find.
Right. Yeah. So when you say you raise your rates, what do you mean?
Oh, as far as like you know, DJing and entertainment, especially in Los Angeles
Ah,
where I
okay.
work, is is a it's a cutthroat business. People move there with these big dreams and are willing to do anything to succeed, even if it's some artists pay to perform.
Mhm.
They pay promoters to get on stage to open up for an act. A lot of people do stuff for free. A lot of people don't have integrity and will lower their price just to make sure they get the gig so that you don't. They'll keep a cheap price so that they stay working, and other people don't get opportunities that are maybe more expensive. So,
Yeah,
or
the street smarts. That's the stuff that they
talk
don't show in
about,
the brochure.
or people talk bad about each other to try to make, it's just very desperate.
Yeah.
It's a desperate situation up there because it's based on your network. It's not based on talent so much. It's just based on who you know and who likes you, who you get along with, and who wants to give you a shot. And um, that's what it is. So.
So what makes you different? What's your shtick? What do you come in with, and why do
Well,
people bring you in?
I'm a nostalgia guy. I love to hit people's emotions. I want to take you time traveling through the music. I started with my father-in-law's records, which is a crate of disco and soul and beginning hip hop records, into my own, 80s and 90s stuff that I learned from my parents.
I'm gonna
And
pull your website up here.
on my SoundCloud.
Yeah, this is the
Yeah,
SoundCloud.
yeah. So on
So
there,
tell us about this. You've got stuff this on Spotlight, right?
yep, and those are all live recordings from live performances, from the radio, from K Day that I was on in Los Angeles for a few years, to clubs in Switzerland, to nightclubs in Los Angeles.
Wait a
And,
minute. You've been to Switzerland to DJ?
oh, I've been a lot of places. Yes, Switzerland many times. Yes,
Sweet.
yeah,
That's
I've been.
someplace I've never been. I'd love to go there.
Oh, it's beautiful. The water's clean, the air is clean, the people are. Um, it's kind of like Temecula actually.
Yeah, really?
But a lot colder and higher elevation. But I've been to Switzerland. I've been to Italy. I've been to all over the United States, almost every state, every major city in the United States to play. London, Italy, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Canada. I've toured through Canada. So I've been lucky enough to travel a lot of places across the world to do what I do. And what separates me is just energy, personality, song selection, and my combinations of songs. The way I put things together are more of a storytelling. I'm trying to create a mood in the room. If you listen to the lyrics, I'm kind of speaking a little bit sometimes, depending
Mhm.
on the energy that I'm trying to create, whether it's early in the night where it's just people hanging out and conversating, or if it's prime time at night where everyone's, feeling it on the dance floor, feeling good, wants to let loose and have a good time. So that's kind of what separates me. And you can feel the energy I provide in person through the turntables. I'm also active on the microphone,
Mhm.
which keeps people engaged. Because doing radio, that was my first love and wanted to talk before I learned how to mix. So,
Yeah, you're a heavyweight on the radio too. You've been in a bunch of places.
oh, I grinded my way. That was my original vision, was to uh, utilize radio to eventually get to a late night television host situation.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so I love doing interviews. I love learning and speaking to people. I love music. I love entertaining, obviously,
Mhm.
and that was the vision for me. And then I got a little bit involved. I had all those things. I had a television show in LA for a while. And I did the red carpet interviews. I did in studio interviews with some great people, and loved it. But the auditioning and the back and forth of the Hollywood thing just didn't give me what I thought it would. once I achieved it, it didn't really feel like I thought it
Mm.
would feel. So I kind of let off of it and started to just concentrate on the DJing, which always gave me that feeling. And then radio as well, doing mix shows and doing promotions and being out in the streets and hosting on air has always been fun for me.
So how do you feel when you're on air doing that? It's like
Exhilarated.
I imagine, because I'm doing this little live show here, and it's like it's fun, but I can't imagine at this point being on a major radio station.
Well, I mean, it's exhilarating because your heart's pounding, the energy is there, and the response is there. People are calling in, people are tweeting or threading or posting on social media, so you're getting direct feedback. So it's great. And being in Los Angeles and being on LA radio was just a dream come true. I mean, it's great. I mean, I don't love radio so much. I love what radio is, but the behind the scenes stuff is so crazy that once I saw the way the machine works, as far as like turnover rate, and you can be somewhere for years, and that day you show up for work and you're out of there, crazy to me.
Yeah.
So I just went independent radio and started streaming some stuff and had some great experiences on that. And radio control is FCC and all of that is, and the things you can say and can't say is very much censored to the point to where you just have to read the list. Don't give your opinion on everything. Don't speak on anything other if it's not on the list. And that type of control kind of turned me off. Being the person I am, I love freedom. I love to travel. I love to speak my mind and discuss things. But when you kind of put the handcuffs on me, it's really time to go for me. And I know I was not happy with that. And so, I mean, everything from the playlist, like they give you a list of songs that you have to play and you can't pick
it. Man, that must be tough for a DJ.
Oh yeah. Especially because I wasn't raised in that. I was raised on freedom, of playing whatever I want. And some people get along good at that, but just my personality type just doesn't.
Yeah, you're a leader. You want to do your
I want to do my thing and
stretch yourself.
Yeah. So but I love my experience. I've made some great relationships. I'm blessed to have met some of my radio idols, all of them. I mean, Big Boy, Julio G. These are some legendary radio LA guys. All the DJs I ever learned from through listening to their stuff and recording their mixes and copying their stuff are now my friends. So it's just been a great ride. I'm grateful for it all, and I still love it. And I go back if it was the right situation. But now with streaming, you can create your own independent thing, and not really even need the big corporation to push you, and that's exciting as well.
Yeah, you have your own programs, or probably multiple programs, right?
Yeah, well, I do a thing called Twitch, which is a live stream. It's actually a video gaming streaming service, but they, over the pandemic, we
lost Kristopher. There he is.
You
there?
Yep. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Okay. So during the pandemic at Twitch, what happened?
During the pandemic, we couldn't go out and have public gatherings, so all the DJs moved to streaming. And at first, Instagram and Facebook were awesome because that's where all your friends were, and your whole network. And then they started coming in with these publishing and copyright laws to say you can't stream that music here because you don't own the rights to it. So they started cutting people off. But with Twitch, what they do is they're a private platform, and you can go over there and stream fully without any interruptions. So most DJs moved over there, and the monetization was nice because you could become a partner, and people could tip you and buy emotes and buy subscriptions, and you earn money through that.
That's nice. That's cool.
Yeah,
I remember when I was a kid, there was a DJ, Wolfman Jack.
I know Wolfman. Yes, of course. he died a few years ago.
Yes.
Yes, but legendary. Of course. Yes.
I remember him broadcasting from Mexico because he was playing music that they didn't want him to be playing.
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
Oh,
Yep.
man. It
And
was
that was
so
what
cool.
radio was about, getting away. Like, was almost
It was like,
almost like a rebel,
right.
a rebel sense of media, source of media. You know, you can get stuff you couldn't get on TV on the radio.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Yeah,
And now you're doing the same thing, but on Twitch.
Yeah.
Oh, lost Kristopher again. See if he comes back. That was fun. There's a good interview going on. Well, let's give Kristopher just another chance here to hop back on, or we may have to call it a day. We'll see how that goes. We're talking to Kristopher Figueroa, DJ Prophet. DJ Prophet. And let's see. He's got, pull up his Instagram here. You can see it if I can find it. Yeah, he's got tons of pictures going on in Instagram. So we'll pull up his page and see what he's got going on. He's got Mixcloud, Breakroom 86, Temecula. What's he got going on in Temecula? Oh, doesn't show. So Falls Lounge 45s, 45. Wow, the old school stuff. Gotta love it. So he's got lots and lots of things going on. Kristopher Figueroa. Met him here in Temecula at an event from the Temecula Valley Chamber. And nice guy, nice young man, a lot going on, high energy, and love people like that around in my life. It's really fun. So, well, it looks like we're going to call it a day. Thank you, Kristopher DJ Prophet Figueroa, for joining me on the show today. It was tons of fun, and we'll have another episode again soon. Have an awesome afternoon. See ya.